Welcome back. Would you like to know how to write a script for a YouTube video? There's actually a lot of misinformation out there, even right here on YouTube, and it doesn't really help you as much as I'd like to. So in this episode, I've packed a whole bunch in there, so by the end of the episode, you should be very clear on how to write a script for a YouTube video. We're going to cover a lot in this episode. We're going to look at some of the information that's being taught on YouTube, what you should keep, what you should discard. We're going to discuss the video structure, and I'm going to show you a script that uses this structure, and I'm going to demonstrate it for you so that you'll be able to implement it. So when you actually do a search for this topic on YouTube, these are the three examples that we find. Now they're the ones at the top, so they're the ones that are going to get the most views. What advice are they sharing? Now, there is good advice in these, but I feel that it's a little bit light. So after Nolan had been talking about how to write a script for a little bit, he then talks about the difference between scripting it word for word and bullet points or talking points.
And I've written bullet points are better for the person who can freestyle and maybe isn't the best at memorizing. Content and call to actions are bullet points because I can freestyle.
I picked this piece out of his video because it is so important. You actually want to throw away the script. You don't want to write things word for word, and all you want to use, if possible, is these talking points. But he mentioned in the video that this is a strategy you can use if you're good at freestyling, okay? No one is good at freestyling in the beginning. I was awful. I was terrible. What I was worse at was memorizing a script. And so I learned to use a teleprompter. You can practice with it, let it help you get comfortable, but the goal is to be able to freestyle. I don't really use that word, but you really want to be able to use talking points so that you can look at the camera, and ultimately here's why. You want to be able to build a relationship, and to build a relationship, you've got to have a conversation. So if I pause for a minute and I'm looking up to the side kind of thinking about something, and then I continue to talk with you, or I stutter, the way that I use my hands, my facial expressions, when I'm really excited about something, I can lean in. You can't do those things when you're reading from a script because you're paying attention to the words and as they're scrolling by. With the magic of video editing, it's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you forget what to say next. And it's actually good if you pause and think for a moment, or if you stutter, because we do that in real conversation. So if you really want to build a relationship with somebody, you want to be as natural as possible. In fact, not as natural, but you want to be natural. So if you look down at your notes and you're thinking, oh, that's what I was going to talk about next. And then you look back at the camera, you're not reading, it's nothing that you've memorized, you just wrote down a bullet point and you're like, oh, I was going to talk about that topic. You can look back at the camera and you're just having a conversation. Okay, so this second example on Primal Video, you get through his video and you learn this 5-step formula. He talks about a hook, intro content, then bonus where you can over deliver, and then you have your CTA, your call to action. That's the real value of Justin's episode there, is he just really gives you a structure saying, hey, structure it like this, and that's helpful, but I'm gonna give you a little bit more meat, right? Because you really want the formula for writing a script. Well, listen to this.
There's unfortunately no set formula to writing the actual content of your script. You sort of just have to, write. Really try not to overthink this, because having like anything on the paper is so much better than having nothing.
Okay, so that wasn't very helpful then. If there's no real formula, right? Well, I'm going to show you that there is a formula if you're making leaf videos. I talk a lot about leaf videos on this channel. I produce over 50 different YouTube channels, and all of them use my leaf strategy. So make sure that you're subscribed so you know what I'm talking about there. But I want to get right to the meat. Okay, I've actually got an outline of a video right here that I'm going to go through. This is an actual video script, and I'm going to demonstrate this. Now, this isn't my content, but when you outline a video properly, I could deliver 10 minutes on this topic pretty easily, okay? So you have the title of the video, you know what your video is about, okay? When you follow my leaf strategy, that helps you choose the titles because you're answering specific questions that people are searching for. Therefore, you have a built-in audience for your video, okay? We already know that. So now, every outline, I just make sure that I put down intro and benefit hooks. And then when I'm done with the intro, I would cross it off, right? So it's like a checklist. I just make sure I've got to film an intro for every video, and I've got to set benefit hooks. So what do I put in the intro? The intro, you want to say 2 things. It might be 2 sentences, maybe 3, maybe 4, but you got to cover two things. What is the video about? So I might say, hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics. Okay, so that's the first thing. Tell them the what. What is the video about? And then you've really got, you know, I wrote it wrong. Okay, we're back. My team can make this look a lot better on the screen. Okay, so number one, you've got to give the intro. And the intro is the what and the benefit hook. Then you play your little opener, and then you come back in to your curiosity hooks. A benefit hook is like the overall benefit of the video. Like, what is the overall why? Why should you watch this video? Now, curiosity hooks, I named them that so that you're intentionally like piquing their curiosity. I'm going to talk about this first, then I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about this in a way that doesn't give away the secrets, but that really piques their curiosity, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate that. Now, this outline doesn't look very complicated. When I get into the content, I've basically got 5 points. Why not antibiotics? Garlic, honey, cayenne pepper, a story, and then my call to action. So I've got 5 content items, and that's all I need for, say, a 10 or 12-minute episode. Now, you might need to add more bullet points if it's a topic that you're not as familiar about, or if the story that you're going to share is only a 30-second story and you need 2 minutes worth, well, then you can add in another bullet point or another story. If you really want to build a relationship with the viewer, I recommend outlining it that way. Keep it that simple and do those things at the beginning, which I'm going to demonstrate, so that you really do pique their curiosity, so that they do watch all the way to the end. And then we'll talk about the call to action so that you can give them another free gift for a reason, okay? So I'm going to set this down just in front of me so that I can look down after each point, okay? And I just feel like stepping back so I can walk up to the camera. So here's my intro on this video. And again, this is as if I were making a video with the title, How to Get Rid of Strep Throat Without Antibiotics. So I'm just going to deliver 2 things, right? The title and the benefit hook. Let's see how I do on my first attempt. Hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics. And I've been using this strategy for many, many years, and I've learned the exact formula. It works every time, so I'm excited to share that with you. So I was a little long-winded there. I told them the what, like what's the video about, and then the why. The why is this strategy really works, right? Maybe that wasn't perfect. I could re-record it if I wanted to, because with the magic of editing, you can just record the sentence or phrase that you didn't say right. But I told you what the video is about, and then I gave a reason why. Why should you watch all the way to the end? Now, typically at this point, my editing team will put in a video logo or an opener. It's usually 6 seconds long, or at the longest, like 8 seconds long. A lot of YouTube experts will tell you to not include that anymore because it loses people's attention. Well, they are right. It does, okay? However, the people that stick around, you want them to see that, because these are people who've never heard of you before. And when you follow my leaf strategy, you're going to be pulling in people who've never heard of you before, but are searching for your expertise. So you want to build credibility. They're here to learn this information. You gave them a good intro and you hooked them in with this benefit hook. And now a branding piece plays that shows them, ooh, you're a professional speaker. Oh, you have clients. Oh, there's a professional shot. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Oh, that's who she is. Ooh, that's who he is, right? So, but it's really quick, like 6 seconds long. And even though you might hear advice of, yeah, don't put openers in videos like that anymore, you want to do that, because the type of videos we're making are to help you generate leads for your business. Okay, so now I look down at my outline. Oh yeah, I've got to deliver my curiosity hooks. So now let me demonstrate that. Okay, now how you deliver curiosity hooks is you look at your outline. So I've got garlic, honey, cayenne pepper, and then the story. Okay, oh, and then I skipped one. Why not antibiotics? So I just got to create curiosity. I'm sharing 5 amazing things. I got to let them know. I really got to like sell the video, like sell this content, but do it in a way that creates curiosity. So I'm going to demonstrate what not to do, and then I'll demonstrate what to do, right? The right way. Okay, so here's what not to do. Okay, so as we dive into this content, we're going to talk about 3 ingredients: garlic, honey, and cayenne pepper. And if you mix those things together and take that, it'll wipe out your strep throat. Okay, so what I did there was I just gave away the secrets. I gave away the entire video, and people are going to leave because they don't believe it, or they're going to go into the kitchen and see if they have those ingredients. There wasn't enough relationship built there, and so that type of video would not generate leads for you. Okay, so here is some better curiosity hooks. Okay, so as we dive into this topic, we're first going to be talking about why not antibiotics. And there's some good reasons why you might want to consider an alternative. Then we're going to be talking about 3 ingredients. You probably have these ingredients in your kitchen. We're going to go into the kitchen. I'll show you how to make this, and we'll talk about dosage and whatnot. And then I'm going to wrap up this video with a story of my son when he was really young. He had strep throat and he had a high fever, and we used this remedy. Well, he experienced a side effect that everyone experiences, and you're going to want to know about that too. So let's dive right in. Okay, do you see what I did there? All I did was I went through the outline, right? I went through, why not this, and the 3 ingredients, but I didn't tell them what the ingredients are. And then I said, I'm going to share with you a story that talks about the side effect, right? So that's how you start a video. That's how you start a video to get them interested, to create that curiosity. And then the rest of the video, I'm going to look down at my notes and say, oh yeah, the first topic I was talking about is why not antibiotics? So because this isn't my area of expertise, I might not deliver it as well as a couple of my clients who this is their content, but you just talk about it. And if you know your content, you can look down, well, why not antibiotics? Well, the reasons are because of this. It kills your gut biome, I don't know, whatever the content is, right? When I'm done delivering that point, I then look down at my notes, pause for a minute. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about, I just noticed a typo. I'm going to talk about fresh garlic. I don't know what I meant fresh garlic. You can tell I typed this up pretty quickly. So then I talk about fresh garlic. Why fresh versus canned, or how to prepare it. What are the properties, the natural antibacterial and antiviral properties of garlic. When I'm done talking about garlic, which might take a minute or two, I then look down at my notes. Oh yeah, now I'm going to talk about raw honey. So then I just talk about everything that I know about raw honey as it relates to this topic, and so on and so forth, through the story about side effects. But then you see that there's one more point here about call to action. The point of a call to action is kind of the whole purpose of this video that you're filming. You want to generate a lead, right? You've worked really hard to give them a lot of value and to build a relationship with them. That's why we're filming the video the way that we are, and that we're not scripting it word for word, but we're doing talking points. So you can actually just talk. You can teach, you can share. Now at the end of the video, if you give them something else of great value, then they're likely to give you their name and their email address. So I thought the best way of demonstrating giving this free gift as a call to action would be for me to give you a free gift. So the gift that I have for you, I want to give you my book. It took me 2 years to write this book, not because I didn't have the content, but because I wanted to write it in a way that would really be effective and help you apply it. I've done this, for over 50 different YouTube channels. Many of them are generating 7 figures, some of them monthly, 7 figures monthly. This strategy is predictable and it works. This is in full color. So I've got screenshots, just really taking you behind the scenes of my decade of experience on YouTube producing all these very, very successful channels. You have to pay the printing and the shipping cost for this book, but there's no profit to me. I want you to have this. That's my gift to you. You can go to natesyoutubebook.com. You'll also find that link in the description below.